Hello and welcome once again to the Story Shed. Hope that you're all keeping well and staying safe. I have another story for you today from Grandma's Magical Storybook. And this one is called Anya and the Magic Carpet. So sit back, relax, and hopefully enjoy the story. Far away in a distant land, there was a sultan's grand palace where many people lived. Among them was a small servant girl called Anya. Now, Anya was a lovely girl who worked very hard. One day, Anya was collecting plates when she heard the cook calling her from the kitchen. As normal, she sounded very cross. "Here I am, cook," cried Anya. "I was collecting the plates." "Well, hurry up then," snapped the cook, snatching the tray from Anya. But as she grabbed it, the plate slid off and clattered to the floor. "Now look what you've made me do," the cook shouted. "Just get out from under my feet before you do any more harm." Anya ran from the room and disappeared up a flight of dusty stairs that led to an attic in the palace tower. This was Anya's secret hiding place. No one bothered her here. Not even the rats that gnawed at the carpets stored there. Anya unrolled one of the carpets and sat down. Then, as she'd done 1,000 times before, she took the broken locket from around her neck and gazed at the woman in the picture inside. The smiling face always made her feel better. The battered old locket was the only thing that Anya owned. For as long as she could remember, she'd worked as a maid in the palace. Everyone told her she should be happy. "You could be out on the street like the other orphans," they said. But Anya didn't feel happy. She felt lonely and unloved. "I wish I had someone to love me," she sighed, as a teardrop rolled down her cheek and landed with a plop on the floor. Suddenly, the carpet beneath her gave a sharp jerk. Then it slid along the dusty attic floor, took off, and floated in mid-air. "A magic carpet!" exclaimed Anya in amazement. "I thought they only existed in fairy tales." The carpet shivered as if to disagree, and then began to fly madly round the room, zooming between the rafters. "Whoa! Where are you taking me?" laughed Anya, as the magic carpet headed straight out of the open window into the cool night air. It felt wonderful. Faster and faster the carpet flew, high above the city rooftops. And then, when the city was far behind them, it swooped down and hovered over a beautiful pool where animals were taking a nighttime drink. As the magic carpet slowly moved among the animals, Anya reached out to greet each one in turn. The carpet landed beside a friendly deer, and Anya hopped down and took a long drink from the pond. The water tasted lovely. Anya smiled around happily. Then Anya climbed back on the carpet and they were off once more. Anya clung on tightly as they flew over mountains and seas. She'd never realized that the world outside the palace was quite so big. Before long they were in a town where Anya had never been before. The carpet swooped down and flew past the windows of grand houses. How Anya laughed to see the surprise on people's faces as they flew by. Finally the carpet landed with a thud on the river bank. "Phew," gasped Anya, "that was a bumpy landing." "Who are you?" asked a voice. Anya turned to see an old lady sitting on a bench by the river. The lady's face was kind, but Anya had never seen such sad-looking eyes. "I'm Anya," she said shyly. "I'm sorry I landed in your garden." But the old lady didn't seem to hear. She was too busy gazing up at the stars. Anya watched her face in silence. It was strange, but she felt they'd met before. But that was impossible, wasn't it? I love stars, said Anya. Don't you? Hoping to make the lady speak again. Sometimes I wish on them. The woman smiled sadly. I wish on them too, she sighed. I wish that one day I will find my granddaughter. A tear rolled down her cheek as she continued. She was lost in a storm at sea. Her parents are dead now, but I've spent 7 years searching for her. How terrible, said Anya. Just then, a moonbeam shone on the broken locket around Anya's neck. The old lady jumped to her feet and grasped the necklace in her hands. Where did you get this? She asked excitedly. I don't know, answered Anya. I'm an orphan. I was found with it around my neck as a baby. Trembling, the old lady reached inside her cloak and pulled out a broken locket exactly like Anya's. With shaking hands, she pressed the two halves together, and they fitted perfectly. What does it all mean? Gasped Anya. It means that you're my granddaughter, cried the old lady joyfully. My daughter broke the locket in two when you were born. She gave half to each of us. That's her picture inside. So now I really do have somebody to love me, whispered Anya in disbelief. You do, replied the old lady, hugging Anya. And now that I've found you, I will never let you go again. Just now, Anya felt a nudge behind her. It was the magic carpet. You brought me here on purpose, didn't you? Cried Anya happily. Thank you for making my wish come true. But the carpet just swayed gently before them, then swooped up through the trees and disappeared from sight. I wonder where it'll go next, smiled Anya, taking her grandmother's arm. Off to make someone else's wish come true, I hope. And that's the end of the story of Anya and the magic carpet. We hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you too could come up with a story about what adventures you would go on if you found a magic carpet, and you could write it down and send it to us here, and we could read it on the channel for you. If you send it to the email address, thestoryshodblog@gmail.com. That's thestoryshodblog@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Let us know if there are any of the stories that you really enjoyed. Send us pictures, send us songs, send us poems. Just get in touch with us, as I say, at thestoryshodblog@gmail.com. But in the meantime, take care, be well, and bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.